this is Jackie, your nerdy crafter, and today I have my sister with me,
nerdy sister Jessica.
Now no matter who you are, you've seen or at least been affected by some kind of Disney movie. And Aladdin by far is one of my favorite movies. What's your favorite?
My favorite movie? I can't remember the name of it, but it was a movie where we had watched together and we both started crying.
Rapunzel?
Yeah, Rapunzel.
Sad. We cried at the end. But it was a good end.
You know who you remind me of?
No?
Forgot its name. The bird.
It?
Yeah.
Iago?
Yeah.
I remind you of Iago?
Yeah.
Alright guys, let's do a craft.
Annoying parrot.
I think you probably remind me of, I would have to say Jasmine when she's dressed as a civilian.
What?
She's a sneaky little person.
What is that supposed to be? I'm not sneaky. Bad. Bad Jackie.
And so for this week's tutorial,
you're gonna learn how to make a chibi Jasmine. She's super, super adorable. Look at her pretty, pretty eyes. So cute. So adorable.
Here's what you'll need for this project. A darker beige skin tone. I took my beige and I mixed a little bit of brown in there. Black, blue, white, gold or yellow, rounded and pointy tools, an eye pin, pink chalk pastel, a cutter, rubbing alcohol and a Q-tip to clean up your piece. And of course, if you have Sculpey Bacon Bond, it would be great, but if you don't, that's okay. The first thing you're going to do is take your tan clay and flatten it out from the sides. Remember, you don't want to flatten it too much because you still want that rounded feel to the face. So you still want it to look like a button. Once you have this piece, take your rubbing alcohol and Q-tip and clean it up from any kind of fingerprints or dust particles that you got on there. Make sure when you're cleaning it up with your rubbing alcohol that you're only going in one direction. Don't go back and forth because then you're just smudging it around. Shave off some of your chalk pastel on a little sheet and make two little rosy cheeks. Once you have your two little rosy cheeks, take the back end of any tool that is flat and round. And for me, it's going to be the back of my pointy tool because the end is round. So you'll need something like this. Make the indents for the two eyes. Now remember, you don't want to make them too high or too close together. So make the separation at least 1 1/3 of that round tool separation between the eyes. Now for the eyes, it's fairly simple. You're going to take your white clay, make a round ball out of it, and then flatten it out really, really thin. Then you're going to put it inside of that crevice. Feel free to use your rounded tool to put it in place. Once that's done, you're going to take your black clay, make it into an oval, flatten it out between your fingers again, and then place it. Then you're going to take a kind of honey-colored clay for the eyes, make it into a thin snake, and then make kind of the letter U and place it for the color of the eye. Once that's done, you're going to take your white clay, really tiny little pieces, make two balls, one bigger and another smaller. Now before we go any further, remove the head off your eye pin and insert it right underneath the head. Now take your black clay, roll it out into a thin snake, and then you're going to make the outline of the eye. But we're only going to do that for the top part. So you're only going to do a semicircle from the middle front until the middle back. And then you're going to take two really tiny strands and you're going to make them into eyelashes on the side of the eyes. Now for the eyebrows, you're just going to take a strand of black, make it into a very light arch, and place it right on top of the eyes. Now we're almost done with the head. Take your black clay again, make a really small little thin snake, and place it as the mouth. Now that the head is done, we're going to bake this for 5 minutes at 275 degrees Fahrenheit. That way it's going to be easier to move it around once it's baked. Once the head is baked, put that aside and we're going to work on the body. For Jasmine's body, you're going to take a small ball of tan colored clay and you're going to make it into a slim teardrop. Once you have something that looks like this, you're going to lightly flatten it down. Now take your cutter and cut off 2 diagonal pieces for her torso. Once you have this body, roll out your blue clay into a thick snake, and then you're also going to cut it out diagonally for the pants. Before you stick the pants onto the body, you're going to remove part of the bottom, roll out a thick snake with also your tan clay, and make the bottom of the feet. Now stick your legs together and put them onto the body. Now take your rubbing alcohol and Q-tip and clean it up. Now take your blue and mix it in with some white to make a lighter blue. Once you have your light blue, roll it out into a thin snake and make it as the outline of the pants right on top. Now take the tip of your rounded tool, make a little belly button. Now you're going to take your blue clay again, not the light one, and you're going to flatten it out And then you're going to make a kind of M silhouette for her tank top. Now you're going to take your tan clay, roll it out into a thin snake, and then you're going to cut 2 of the ends off for the arms. And then to make the hands, you're going to flatten one side down so that it kind of looks like a little bulge. And you're going to smooth it in to the body. Feel free to give her a bit of a sassy pose. Now for the shoes, you're going to take your light blue clay again, flatten it out between your fingers as thin as you can get, and then you're going to place it around the feet and make a pointy tip towards the front. Now take your blue clay, cut out thin strips out of it, and put it around her arms. Now take your gold colored clay, roll it out into a really thin snake, and place it around the neck. Now take the head, use your Sculpey bacon bond to put a little bit on the metallic part, and then put it on the body. If you don't have that, that's okay. It'll still hold, but this just makes sure that it stays even stronger. So far so good. Now you're going to bake her for 8 minutes at 275 degrees Fahrenheit. While she's baking, take your light blue clay, roll out a thin snake out of it, and then you're going to flatten it down. And you're going to take your gold clay, make an oval out of it, and then flatten that one down as well. Then you're going to take a dark blue clay, make a small round oval out of it, and don't flatten that one down too much. What you're going to do is make it look like a jewel. Put it on top of the gold, and then put the gold on top of your light blue strand. That's going to be for her headband. Now place this aside for now. Now for the first part of the hair, you're going to take your black clay, roll it out into a thick snake, and then you're going to flatten it down, and we're going to put that as the base right on top of the head. Like so. Take a small flat piece and cover the back side of the head. Take your tiara and place it on that little blotch of hair. For the front bangs, it's simple. You're going to make a long carrot and then flatten it out between your fingers. Clean it up with your rubbing alcohol and make texture if you want. And then you're going to place it in the front of the head and then bring it, twist it towards the back. Like so. Now do the other side. Now for the ponytail, you're going to take a small piece of black clay, roll it out into a thin carrot. Then you're going to take your rounded tool and roll it around so that you're creating indents. Flatten it down. Now take your blue clay and put it around those indents. Once you have the ponytail, flatten the back part as much as you can so that it fits right behind the head. Now for the earrings, take a small ball of yellow clay or gold clay, and you're going to roll out the top so that it's slimmer and then flatten it down. Now make the other side. Ta-da! Now all you have to do is bake her one last time at 275 degrees Fahrenheit for 8 minutes. Make sure that your oven was preheated. All done!
Yay! Who is your favorite Disney character and why?
Let us know in the comment section below. Now remember, if you make any of my creations, remember to
#NerdyCrafter on Instagram.
and if you have suggestions for future geeky tutorials,
Leave them in the comment section below.
and don't forget to add me on Instagram, Facebook.
Tumblr and Twitter.
Until then, we will see you guys next week. Nice. You got it.